8th Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Camille Robinson-Regis is TNT's new Attorney General among other key cabinet changes. Former Prime Minister Rowley calls out the UNC for not fielding candidates in Tobago, and TPP restarts screening process for new Tobago West candidates. Good evening, I'm Patricia Nicholson-Richards. Welcome to the Tobago Updates television news for Monday, 17th March 2025. To our top story this evening. Stuart Young was sworn in as the 8th Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, succeeding Dr. Keith Rowley, who resigned at midnight on Sunday. The swearing-in ceremony took place this morning at the President's house in Port of Spain. In his first address to the nation as Prime Minister, Young pledged to lead with integrity, accountability and inclusivity. More in this report from Candice Jackson.
Trinidad and Tobago's new Prime Minister is Stuart Young.
I, Stuart Richard Young, do swear by Almighty God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to Trinidad and Tobago and will uphold the Constitution and the law.
At 50, he is the youngest person to serve as Prime Minister in the nation's history. Young assumed the role following Dr. Keith Rowley's resignation at midnight on Sunday. Amid some division over the transition, he has called for unity.
I will lead with integrity, inclusion, and accountability. We will harness our unique strengths, diversity, and aspirations to build a future where every citizen has the opportunity to thrive.
He said he has always had the country's best interests at heart and vowed that this passion will define his leadership.
It has been my life's work to fight for the people of this nation. And at every step, I have borne witness to what we can achieve when we fight together.
Young, a senior counsel, entered politics in 2015 and has served alongside Dr. Rowley in various government roles. Appearing somewhat emotional, he has expressed gratitude for Dr. Rowley's leadership.
I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Keith Rowley and his family for all that he has done for Trinidad and Tobago. We are truly grateful, sir.
He praised Dr. Rowley's leadership for laying a strong foundation for Trinidad and Tobago. Looking ahead, he urged all citizens to unite as the country enters a new era.
We will put aside differences, leverage our collective experiences and expertise, and champion the necessary reforms to transform and strengthen our nation.
Young pledged to work with all citizens to build a safer, stronger and more prosperous country. His parents, two sons, brother and sister-in-law were present to witness the occasion. Candice Jackson, Tobago Updates, Television News.
In his first official act, Prime Minister Stuart Young appointed Camille Robinson-Regis as Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs. She replaces Senior Counsel Reginald Moore, who resigned after being appointed as a Justice of Appeal for the Eastern Caribbean Court of Appeal. Robinson-Regis was sworn in just minutes after Young took his oath.
I, Camille Rosemary Robinson-Regis, do swear by Almighty God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to Trinidad and Tobago and will uphold the Constitution and the law, that I will conscientiously, impartially, and to the best of my ability discharge my duties as Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs and do right to all manner of people.
Robinson-Regis, a senior counsel, was admitted to the bar in 1985. She studied law at the University of the West Indies and earned her legal education certificate from the Norman Manley Law School in Jamaica. Entering politics in 1992, she has held several ministerial positions under various PNM administrations. The Honourable Stuart Young was officially sworn in today as the 8th Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago following the resignation of Dr. Keith Rowley. In accordance with Parliamentary protocol, all members of the Parliament were sworn in with a few key ministerial adjustments. Among the changes, Adrian Lyons has been appointed Minister in the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, replacing Camille Robinson-Regis, who is now the Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs. Marvin Gonzalez is now the Minister of National Security, while Keith Scotland has retained his position as Minister in the Ministry of National Security. Fitzgerald Hines has been appointed Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, and former Minister of Finance, Colm Imbert, is now Minister of Public Utilities. Vishu Danpal leads the Ministry of Finance. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Stuart Young will continue to serve as Minister of Energy and Energy Industries. These appointments mark a new chapter in Trinidad and Tobago's governance as the country moves forward under Prime Minister Young's leadership. We'll take a break and come back with more. Stay tuned.
When the game is on, you don't want to miss the best moments. With AMPLIA TV, you can enjoy our ultimate sports package and watch your favorite games on the go. Stay connected and informed with sports news, scores, and stats with AMPLIA's fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 gigabyte fiber internet, you can stream riveting football action, cricket, NBA games, and much more. With AMPLIA, it's game on. Visit amplia.co.tt or call 800-4663. AMPLIA. Do more, live more.
TNTech is pleased to advise that its Roxborough Service Center has reopened. Starting Monday, 10th March, customers can once more visit the Roxborough Administrative Building to pay TNTech bills, request new connections, and more. TNTech, powering the nation into the next generation.
The Tobago Rhythm and Soul Festival. Feel the beat. Embrace the calm. On Easter Weekend 2025, Tobago is the place to be. From April 17th to 20th, the rhythm, the soul of Tobago. On Thursday, April 17th, get ready for a worship experience at the Shore Park Complex with Melodies from Heaven. Melodies from Heaven. Then on Saturday, 19th April, immerse yourself in the sun, sea, and sand at the Buku Seafood and Jazz Festival, featuring legends of R&B. On Sunday, 20th April, we bring the curtains down at Parade Grounds, Dwight York Stadium for Fusion. Get your tickets on islandetickets.com now or visit TobagoFestivalsCommission.com for more info. Tobago Rhythm and Soul Festival 2025. Feel the beat. Embrace the calm.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Welcome back. In a recent Facebook post, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley announced his intention to step down as the political leader of the People's National Movement ahead of the scheduled end of his term in 2026. He stated that he plans to vacate the position at the earliest in consultation with the party's leadership. This announcement follows his earlier declaration to resign as Prime Minister on March 16, 2025, paving the way for Energy Minister Stuart Young to assume office as the new Prime Minister. Stuart Young, who has served as Member of Parliament since 2015 and held various ministerial positions, including Minister of National Security and Minister of Communications, became the new Prime Minister today. Dr. Rowley expressed gratitude to citizens of Trinidad and Tobago for their support during his tenure as Prime Minister. Well, the Prime Minister of Barbados and Chairman of CARICOM, Mia Mottley, has extended heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Keith Rowley, who retired as Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago today after decades of dedicated service. In a statement posted on her Facebook page, Mottley commended Dr. Rowley's steadfast leadership at the national and regional levels, highlighting his commitment to Caribbean integration, economic development, and self-determination. She also praised his forthright and passionate approach to governance and noted his advocacy for regional collaboration and mutual respect among Caribbean nations. Reflecting on their years of working together, Mottley expressed personal appreciation for Dr. Rowley's contribution and extended her best wishes for his future endeavors. His departure marks the end of an era in Trinidad and Tobago's political landscape. On the eve of his exit from office, former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley announced renewed efforts to bring sandals to Tobago. The resort chain abandoned plans in 2018 after public outcry. Speaking at Saturday's opening of the new airport terminal, Dr. Rowley called it the biggest disappointment as Prime Minister, but said he remained hopeful for a successful second attempt. Reporter Candice Jackson has the details.
The practical opening ceremony for the new airport terminal was seasoned with comments on the need for major hotel brands such as Sandals to boost airlift to Tobago. It began with Pentecostal pastor Glenroy Frank, who used his allotted time to bless the new terminal.
We did not really know how to protest when the Sanders company pulled out, but we grieved deeply, and my heart hurt me when I heard the St. Vincent Prime Minister mockingly commending us for allowing Sanders to go their way.
He urged newly sworn-in Prime Minister Stuart Young to reapproach Sandals, a sentiment echoed by all other speakers. Former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley was the strongest advocate for the resort chain.
But I'm extremely saddened by the fact that our attempt to bring the Sandals model to Tobago failed as a result of Tobagonians not embracing it in the way that we should.
However, Dr. Rowley did not give up.
But the leader has agreed to come to Tobago next month. And when he comes, he will meet Prime Minister Stuart Young. And you Tobagonians, especially you Fali, and you, Watson, I'm inviting both of you from this platform whenever Adam Stuart comes to Trinidad and Tobago.
The new terminal is not yet operational, requiring some finishing touches and the necessary certifications. Finance Minister Com Imbert defended the decision to hold the opening ceremony now rather than waiting until it is fully operational.
In the context of construction projects, practical completion signifies the point where the building works are substantially complete and reasonably fit for the intended purpose, even if some outstanding works remain.
The U.S. $1.29 billion terminal, built by China Railway Construction, faced delays but now boasts modern facilities, including 7 gates and VIP lounges. Designed for the future, it can handle over 1,000 passengers per hour.
The 2 million is aiming at being fit for purpose in 2040. So we have built in this period expecting growth.
While the new terminal has faced criticism for its size, Dr. Rowley argued that it is essential to attract new airlift to Tobago. He explained that during negotiations with Virgin Airlines, having a suitable airport became a key sticking point.
One of the things that they warned us about is that if we don't get proper modern airport facilities, they would not see Tobago as one of their destinations because they have a certain standard.
Dr. Rowley expressed pride that the unveiling of the new terminal marks the first step in transforming tourism in Tobago. He urged that alongside quality accommodations like sandals, the island would be set on the right path. The new terminal for the A&R Robinson International Airport is expected to be operational by July 2025. I am Candice Jackson reporting for Tobago Updates Television News.
You're watching the Tobago Updates Television News. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Tobago Updates. More news after this.
Tobago, let your voices be heard. The Tobago Special Needs School Committee is inviting you to a series of public consultations on Monday, March 17th, 2025 at the Signal Hill Secondary School and Wednesday, March 19th, 2025 at the Goodwood Secondary School from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Come and dialogue with us as we aim to build a brighter future for Tobago's special needs community. For further details, follow the Facebook page of the Division of Education, Research and Technology.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes for breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti served with chokers, bull joil and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off. Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant.
Thanks for staying with us. Former Deputy Chief Secretary and Tourism Secretary Tracy Davidson Celestine beamed with pride at the opening of the new A&R Robinson International Airport Terminal. She was among the hundreds of people present for the historic event. Davidson Celestine noted that a modern airport capable of accommodating large planes was a frequent request during negotiations with airlines to increase airlift to Tobago.
And every time we met with the tour operators or even the airlines, every time we went to World Travel Market and to ITB, one of the things that they would lament is that Tobago needs proper infrastructure. Infrastructure being sites and attractions, accommodation, and of course an airport, especially if you have to attract the passengers who sit on the front of the aircraft.
With the new and modern terminal, Davidson Celestine said the gateway to opportunities for Tobago has now been opened. She also wholeheartedly endorsed the prospect of sandals returning to the negotiating table. Davidson Celestine was part of the THA administration that began preparations for the sandals investment and works to convince the population of the benefits it would have brought to Tobago.
One of the things I was told, I think it was from my Barbadian colleagues, is that any time Tobago should get a product, a brand like sandals, Tobago will bypass the rest of the Caribbean where tourism is concerned.
According to Davidson Celestine, a new airport along with a sandals investment would make it easier to attract new airlift and passengers to fill the first-class cabins on planes, those who are the higher tourism spenders in any destination. In the weeks leading up to the opening of the new airport terminal, concerns were raised that residents living nearby might have to relocate. The IDA voiced these concerns, questioning whether the proximity of residents could pose security risks that might prevent the airport from receiving the necessary certifications for operations. However, NIDCO Chairman Herbert George dismissed these concerns.
No, there's no need to remove them. There's no need to remove them. And I don't think it... I wouldn't be that concerned about their pelting a stone. The law will have to deal with that. But the airport has its setbacks, and the setbacks are within the requirements of the zoning and planning people like Town and Country Planning.
NIDCO is the project manager for the construction of the new terminal and was responsible for the land acquisition process from Bonaccord residents. Well, during the PNM's candidate presentation at Woodford Square on Sunday, the political leader of the party, Dr. Keith Rowley, strongly criticized the UNC, claiming that they are not truly representing the entire population when it comes to choosing candidates for the general election, since they are not fielding any candidates in Tobago. Reporter Joshua Dan tells us more.
Former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, during his last address as Prime Minister on Sunday, called out UNC political leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar for using pop-up parties to select candidates for the upcoming general elections.
Imagine you want to run the country, you want to be Prime Minister, you want to run a cabinet, but you're only interested in half of the population. You're only interested in half of the population. So you know an election is coming. You make no effort to have candidates for your party in the northern part of the country. But as far as you make any effort at all, is to try and make deals with what you yourself call pop-up parties to bring candidates for you.
He also accused the UNC of failing to represent Tobagonians, alleging that they intend to make deals with political entities in Tobago.
And as if that is not enough, the country is Trinidad and Tobago, but you're not interested in putting up any candidate in Tobago because you intend that you could make a deal with somebody in Tobago.
However, he assured that Tobago remains loyal to the PNM and expressed confidence in the party's victory ahead of the upcoming general elections.
Well, I want to tell you tonight, Tobago gone PNM. Tobago is PNM. Tobago will remain PNM. We're going to beat them from Charlottesville to Belgarden to Roxborough to Mason Hall to Canaan because Tobago is PNM.
The date for the general elections has not yet been announced. Joshua Dan, Tobago Updates at Television News.
More news and the weather report up next.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls.
The Tobago People's Party has decided not to proceed with Trevor James and Barry Nelson as its candidates for Tobago West, but to explore alternative options. In a press release, the party stated that after consultations with local action groups, its executive body instructed the screening committee to consider additional prospects. The final two candidates will be officially announced at a special convention on March 23rd. James, currently the THA's infrastructure secretary, and Nelson were the only two individuals initially screened for Tobago West. Meanwhile, for Tobago East, 6 candidates were evaluated, including former Assistant Commissioner of Police William Nurse, retired Fire Service Chief David Thomas, ex-Assemblyman Max James, THA Technical Advisor Anselm Richards, TPP Chairman R. Natasha II, and William Trim. The party ultimately selected Thomas to contest the seat. For a look at the weather update from the TNT Met Office, tonight is expected to be mainly fair and hazy, apart from the odd brisk shower. Tonight's temperature drops to 25 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow, mainly hot, sunny and hazy, despite the likelihood of 1 or 2 brief passing showers. A mostly fair night is expected. Daytime temperatures are set to reach 31 degrees Celsius with a heat index of 34 degrees Celsius. Seas are moderate with waves 1.5 to 2 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. The sunrise is at 6:08 and the sunset at 6:13. And that's how we end this evening's newscast. Here's a recap of our headlines. Stuart Young sworn in as the 8th Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Camille Robinson-Regis is TNT's new Attorney General, among other key cabinet changes. Former Prime Minister Dr. Rowley calls out the UNC for not fielding candidates in Tobago, and the TPP restarts screening process for new Tobago West candidates. I'm Patricia Nicholson Richards, thanking you so much for joining us and wishing you a great night.